So if it's not blatantly obvious yet, I love Jujutsu Kaisen. It's one of my favorite series, top 3 or 5, you know. And today I wanted to go over my favorite character in my favorite series, and that's going to be Maki. Now, I'm going to try my hardest to not let my bias through on this, and I'm going to fail in spectacular fashion. So, to start, I think we need to understand Maki, right? And her origins are a big part of what make her so good, and what kind of make her character arc amazing. So Maki's born into the Zenin clan, and the Zenin clan, for those that don't know, they're a bunch of bitch-ass, fuck-ass, mark-ass, fat... So I don't like the Zenin clan. And one big reason is they're incredibly terrible to any women that are born into the clan, especially Maki, because Maki was born without cursed energy, and for that she was ostracized and looked down upon. She was basically a pariah within her own family and was treated horribly throughout her early years. And this is actually important to bring up because this is her, or at least half her motivation, to become this absolute monster that we see towards the end of the series, or towards the current arc of the series, you know? And when we initially meet her, well after the beginning of her story, she is already an extremely powerful Jujutsu High student. She is bodying most of the two schools in the sister event, and we also know that without cursed energy, she's developed her physicality, one, but also weapons mastery. And she uses weapons better than pretty much anyone in the series minus Toji at this point. And I think this is interesting to see because we find out that her motivation is to prove that you can be a great sorcerer, you can be powerful, whether, regardless of gender, whether or not you have cursed energy, or whether or not people believe in you to do that. And I think this is a better underdog story than something you'll get from, like, Naruto, because in Naruto we find out that he's the son of Minato, also the descendant of the first Hokage, also the descendant of Hagoromo. He also has the strongest tailed beast in his body. This man was bred to be the GOAT, right? Maki was not. Maki was pretty much given just about every disadvantage you could think of in this verse. And she still comes out to be extremely powerful early on. She's taken down characters like Hanami. And we actually know that Hanami was pretty pressed by Maki with Playful Cloud. And this is extremely impressive because Hanami is a special grade cursed spirit. She's stronger than the finger bearer we see at the very beginning of the series, who was absolutely just bodying both Yuji and Megumi at the time. Hanami might in fact actually be stronger than One Finger Sukuna, the one that fought Gojo in the beginning. So we know that Maki, even early on, is not weak by any means. She is proving already that she is powerful without cursed energy. Now, let's move past that a little bit. Let's get towards the end of her arc, and I actually think her arc is great to look at. So in the beginning, it starts out with every disadvantage, and all that's really on her side is her grind mentality, the mindset to prove that she doesn't need cursed energy and she doesn't need the Zenin family to be strong. So at the end of her arc, what we're seeing her as now is this absolutely overpowered, I don't even know if we can call her a sorcerer. She doesn't have cursed energy. Whatever she is, she runs the Fade. She runs the pockets of everyone in the Zenin clan. So at this point, right, by herself, she has proven she's the strongest thing the Zenin clan has ever produced. And Toji arguments aside, she's proven she's the strongest living Zenin at the moment. And there's no argument. I mean, every member of the Zenin clan, including the top members, their faces in the dirt right now. There's no talking about it. She is absolutely the strongest, and she did it just through the motivations we already discussed, and just through hard work, not through being a male, and not through having ridiculous amounts of cursed energy or special cursed techniques. Contrary, flying directly in the face of what the Zenin clan believes, which is obviously that you need to be a male and you need to have ridiculous resources as far as cursed energy goes. So I think that that's a great character arc, just sort of just decimating this misogynistic, horrible clan in a way that is pretty much contrary to everything they've ever believed throughout their history. And I think that is a great arc for someone like Maki, and also just being damn near one of the strongest living things in the verse right now. Like, she might start swapping some hands with Sukuna. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. Aside from that, I think that the motivations in the arc are great, but I think the development even throughout that arc is very engaging. We meet Makima as somewhat of an immature and petty person, someone who is, short-tempered and not seeing the big picture. But by the end of this arc of hers, we see that she has the strength to start taking out the hierarchy of the Jujutsu sorcery world, right? Aside from maybe Gojo, but Gojo's already off the table. As far as anyone's concerned, she probably could just start taking out the elders like Gojo was originally talking about. And for some reason, she doesn't. Now, this is interesting because the early Makima Maki we were introduced to would have probably taken them all out, given the chance. However, it seems that the things she's been throughout her time in Shibuya, in the sister event, these things seem to have changed her and matured her to a point where she can see the bigger picture and is, even though she has the power to just destroy the hierarchy, she's simply not. Likely because she understands the consequences of this. And that it may be satisfying to her to do this, but it would likely cause huge issues and ramifications for everyone else who did nothing wrong to her. So I think that that's actually really, really good to see, and it's something that's so subtle that I think it's missed by a lot of people who are reading Jujutsu Kaisen. So, all that being said, there's not great arguments for many of the other characters being as well written as Maki. So, if you disagree with me, let me know in the comments. I'm always open to, changing my mind if I'm wrong, if you know something I don't. I try to reply to everybody. I really do. If you look through my videos, you'll see that. I'm always happy to talk to you guys. But other than that, be safe, take it easy.